going, guys? Welcome back to Basketball Down Under. Today we are talking about all things Kai Sotto, how he's going to dominate in the NBL, and everything we learnt from the interview with the great man Kai Sotto. So interviewing Kai Sotto was a hell of a lot of fun. As you guys saw from the interview, we learnt a lot. Today we're going to analyse and dissect everything that he said and what we've noticed to see how he's going to dominate in the NBL to get his draft stock higher, to be an absolute beast in the NBA draft. As you guys can also see, the background is a little bit different and there is a bit of an echo, so if you do notice that, please just try to ignore that. But I am up in the Gold Coast and it is absolutely beautiful up here. So my first question with Kai was actually height related. As you guys know, Kai is 7'2", he's a beast in the paint. So the first thing I said to him, you're the tallest guy in the NBL, potentially NBL history, but definitely currently he's tallest guy by far. So I asked him, what's he going to be doing with that height and how's he going to capitalise? Kai was shocked. He did not know he's the tallest guy in the NBL.
Am I the tallest guy in the NBL? Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know about you, but when you're 7'2", you should know you're taller than a fair few people. Like me, I'm 7'3". I know I'm taller than 99% of the population. So he said he's looking to abuse his height in the NBL. I told him I want to see some big dunks. I want to see some posterizers. I want to see Kai Sotto get some big highlights. The NBL is a very physical league and I really do think Kai Sotto will do well with his height. As he is the tallest guy in the NBL, he will be able to finish over the defender with his long wingspan and actually dominate in the paint. What he's really going to have to adjust to is the physicality that comes in the NBL. It is one of the most physical leagues in the world, and Kai's going to be waking up with a fair few bruises around him because he's going to be all beaten up by all the other defenders in the league. Linking to his height, I asked Kai Sotto about his weight. You know, he's not the biggest guy, he's not the most built guy, but he's also not the skinniest guy. But I asked him, what are you actually doing at the moment? Are you eating 5,000-6,000 calories? Are you trying to bulk? What's the story?
My minimum should be 5,000 calories, but sometimes I eat more. It's funny because I eat a lot, but I don't get, fat.
He said he was trying to bulk, he was trying to put on as much muscle as possible, but he says no matter how much he eats, he just does not get fat. He's got some really good genetics there. He turns his food into energy and it doesn't get stored as fat, so that's really good for him. But at the same time, when he's trying to build muscle, it's a lot harder for someone like him than compared to a guy that builds muscle very easily and retains their fat. But he did say he's eating a minimum of 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day, and he tries to eat more than that. And it's all clean food, he's not really eating any rubbish. You know, he's just trying to eat the proteins, the vegetables and the carbs. He's sticking away from the refined sugars because Kai Sotto, he wants to be looking lean, and with muscle comes power. So the biggest thing that Kai also said that he's working on was his lateral speed. All big guys always have a lateral speed problem because, hey, they're big, it takes you a while to get from side to side. Kai Sotto's real big motivational point at the moment is getting that lateral movement up so he can compete with guards, bigs, anyone. Of course, you guys know I had to ask Kai Sotto, what's going on with the hair? Are you going to join the cheeky little mullet gang?
We'll see when I get there. We'll see. I probably will. We'll see.
And I reckon there's some pretty high potential Kai does join the mullet gang and gets a quick cheeky little mullet. If he wants one, come to me, I'll cut it for you, Kai. That'll look fantastic on you, and you get all the Australian women. Now moving back onto the game aspect, when I was speaking to Kai, I was trying to decipher, is he trying to stay 1 year, 2 years, because his contract is a 2-year contract. And from the interview, not just what I asked, but everyone else asked, it did seem like Kai is trying to be a one and done, try and get his draft stock as high as possible so he can leave after 1 year in the NBL. I know he won't have anything against the NBL, but hey, when you could be making $1 million plus in the NBA compared to a couple 100,000 when you're in the NBL, you're going to take the NBA every single day of the week. Also, it is his main goal to make the NBA, as is a hell of a lot of other ballers. Now, the biggest thing I've noticed with Kai Sotto signing with the NBL is something you wouldn't have even thought of. Not his skill, not his height, not his dunks, not his threes, not his passing, not his blocks either. It's the mass following that Kai Sotto is going to bring with him to the NBL. The Philippines, they love their basketball. They live, breathe. It's like a religion to them. The Filipinos absolutely love basketball. But Kai absolutely is bringing a mass amount of people with him to the NBL. There's fan pages for Kai. There's a whole country behind him. The viewership that's going to come with Kai Sotto coming to the NBL is going to be better than LiAngelo Ball. You might be thinking that's absolutely bonkers. But hear me out here. The Philippines have a population of 109 million people compared to LiAngelo Ball's following of 2.5 million people. That's a lot of people, but 109 people following you is insane. That's going to be 109 people that I doubt were ever watching the NBL, all watching Kai Sotto. The viewership is going to be crazy. So what does that mean? I reckon there's going to be a lot of Jollibee ads and a lot of Filipino-based ads, especially in the Philippines. The TV programming is going to be bonkers, and the time difference isn't too bad. I think it's only 2 hours from Australia to the Philippines, so games aren't going to be too inconvenient to watch. Now that's just the viewership aspect. Now let's talk about the jersey sales and merchandise. Filipinos and people all around the world are going to be absolutely loving rocking their Kai Sotto merchandise. Everyone's going to be wanting to buy a Kai Sotto Adelaide 36ers jersey. $100 a pop, that's going to be really good for the NBL as well. Along with that, they're also going to be buying Adelaide 36ers merch to match along with their jersey. You don't want to just have one jersey, do you? When I was speaking to Kai, one of the biggest things that I picked up were his values, and I can tell you he values his family a lot. That is one of his biggest values. Something a little different to every other import coming to Australia is Kai Sotto seems to be bringing his whole family with him. He brought his whole family with him to the US. He brings them back when he goes to Philippines, and when he goes back to the US, they come with him as well. It's quite interesting because it seems like his whole family is going to be coming to Australia and to Adelaide. Many other imports normally just come by themselves. Their family will come and visit for a little bit, but it seems like Kai's going to be living with his family the whole time, and good on him. Family comes first. So before the interview, I did know a lot about Kai Sotto. I watched a lot of his film and I knew a lot about him. After the interview, I went and did some even more research about him. I analysed his game even more to decipher, is he actually going to be any good in the NBL? So if we break his game down into a few different segments, we can have a look and analyse how good is Kai really going to be in the NBL. His passing is absolutely insane. The passes that he makes to his teammates, his touch passing and using his height is ridiculous. His passing is going to be really good in the NBL, I can assure you. He'll have some flashy dimes and average, I reckon, about 4 assists a game, and for a big guy in the NBL, that's a lot. Let's take a look at his post moves. Kai's a really nice drop step, a really nice fadeaway, and can just put the ball over the top of his defender. That's really good for him, and that worked a lot in high school. But you got to remember that his defenders were a lot smaller than him. Coming into a grown man's NBL or a grown man league in general, you're not going to be able to finish over the top as easy, and your drop steps, they're not going to be as effective. But in saying that, his fundamentals and technique in doing those moves is superb. I think he's going to do really well in the NBL, but he will struggle against certain defenders that are bigger and stronger than him. On his team, he has Daniel Johnson, who is one of the greatest centers in NBL history, and I reckon he's going to learn a lot from him about post moves, rolling to the rim, shooting, everything like that, because Daniel Johnson's a very versatile player. So I reckon his post moves will be effective, but it will take him a few weeks to get settled and adjust to make his adjustments to be effective. Defensively, I think Kai's going to have an absolute field time with an absolute massive block party. He's going to be swatting shots to the stand, he's going to be using his lanky long arms to steal the ball out of defenders, and he's just going to be causing an absolute ruckus on defense. His length in the lanes is going to be absolutely amazing for the Adelaide 36ers. His shooting is where I'm a bit questionable at. He hasn't shot too much. We're going to have to see how his shooting translates to a professional league. I think he's going to have an okay time. From 3, I don't think he's going to shoot too many, and I don't think he's going to make too many, but I think he'll shoot around 32% from 3 for the season. So let's go to my averages. What do I reckon Kai Sotto will average for the season? So I reckon Kai will average about 9 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks a game, and 1.5 steals a game. Shooting 54% from the field and 32% from 3. That's my prediction for the season. So what does that mean? I don't think he's going to dominate the NBL like LaMelo Ball did, but like RJ Hampton did, average around 10 points per game. I think that's a fair ask of Kai Sotto, and I reckon he'll do something like that. Anyways, guys, it seems like Kai Sotto is going to absolutely have a ball in the NBL, and he's going to absolutely dominate and have a hell of a lot of fun. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with your friends, and I'll catch you later.